Thank you. Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett, and today I am going to get into a kind of a Q&A. I got someone else's code in front of me, one of my viewers. Real quick, I'm not going to do this for everybody. This does take quite a bit of time. If you want me to take a look at and poke around and see one or two things, I expect that you basically ran through all your other resources before he came to me. In this case, the reason why I'm showing this is because I imagine there's dozens of other people with the same problem, and I'm not going to reveal the person's name, mostly because it's a simple few mistakes, but it's best to get them out now versus later on. So if you did this, I can guarantee if you did this in a workplace, you would be fired. But you're not in a workplace. It's time to learn it. So we go from there. One thing I want to note is there's a few things on here that I don't understand. I don't understand why there are imports. I don't understand this. So I don't understand what that's about. I'm leaving it in case if they want to build up this application to go beyond and do some other things. It's cool, whatever. But I'm just going to leave it at that. Also, another thing is if you want, you can actually go ahead and do something like that. If you're doing a single line comments, you can do that. There's really three ways to do comments. It's that, the two dashes, like I said, and this. So it's cool. It's up to you. I'm leaving it as it is because it's your deal. But so one of the problems they have is illegal voids. Anything illegal usually has something to do with the syntax, bad syntax. So let's go with the first major problem. So going into here, if we actually go and this is why I advise using something like Android Studio or some compiler that is well used like Android Studio, because if you're coding within like Notepad, you're not going to be able to catch these things that I can literally click and see where things start and end, and I can get a bunch of warnings and I can see exactly what is the problem. At least I can get a general, but and I'm pretty sure they are because they mentioned that they got that. So with that, you got a class that starts and ends right there. That's not good. You want to add, I don't understand why this isn't in there. So with that, you want to put the onCreate instance within here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to comment that out and earmark it so I can type some notes into it so I can send it to them. And then what we want to do is go ahead and put in a thing, and we magically fix the illegal voids because now everything is within the class. When that's out of the class, it's saying that you can't do this. It's not illegal. Think of laws of physics being illegal, not illegal like speeding. Speeding, fine, you can go a little faster or whatever, or murder or whatever. You can still do those things even though it's illegal and highly immoral. In this case, what we have is in physics, you cannot do it if it's against the laws of physics, and same thing applies here, is it won't compile and it won't be able to read it because it's completely against the rules. So as far as the next thing, well, we have it right there and in right there. So we need to fix that. and we have that there. In fact, let me comment that out. And now we have this. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to copy all of this out, cut it, because there's just too much wrong with it. Basically right here, if we take a look at it, we got a on-click listener with nothing in it, a on-click right here with nothing in it, narrow on-click listener with, okay, it doesn't really associate anything. Right here we have the strings, they need to be capitalized. So sorry there, it fixed that itself when you did that. Here it doesn't even have a listener, so you know you'll have something like that, or whatever you put here, it needs to be here, but you know it's not in the right space and to start with. So there's a lot to work on. I'm just going to copy all that out, and as you see here, that fixes all the errors in itself. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do a view on-click listener, and instead of doing the rundown, I can just do it off camera and magic editing and whatnot. But anyways, again, this needs to be capitalized. It's very important that this is correct, otherwise it won't be able to read it. And we got rid of all the errors, and that's good. I'm going to comment on this quite a bit to help the person out. So again, I'm doing this video mostly to help the dozens of others that are too afraid to come forward, but it's best to learn this now before you get into a professional position, because a lot of this is pretty basic to learn. But anyways, as far as that goes, I think that's everything. As far as that goes, again, I don't know what this is about or that's about, but I'm going to leave it in because they have it in, so they might have a plan in mind. Leave questions, whatever, below, and if you do have any questions about coding or whatever thing, and you want me to take a look at your code, again, use all your resources before you come to me, Stack Overflow included, and then make sure you have it on GitHub, and that way I can take a look at it and do it. But anyways, as far as that goes, leave a like, subscribe, share, check out the Patreon and whatnot. So help out this channel with Patreon and donations. But see you in the next video, and hope you have a great day.